fuck's going on here?
Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Sky's the limit, baby.
BoxingVoice.com.
We don't fight for rings and stuff like that. I don't fear anyone.
En este deporte no se viene a jugar y no le tengo miedo a nadie.
We don't come to play in this sport. I fear no one in this sport.
Does that mean that you will fight Triple G later this year?
Como lo dije en la pelea pasada, ahorita mismo me vuelvo a poner los guantes.
As I said in the last fight, right now I'll put on the gloves again.
¡Viva México!
Canelo wants to unify all the titles.
When did you realize, Andy, that you could take his power?
Because of the Mexican warrior that I am, I got that Mexican blood in me, so talking about the Mexican style, I just proved it.
BoxingVoice.com.
Ain't no other sight in the game can see the boxing boys.
Welcome back and good morning, TBV. Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. I am your host, joined alongside a rotating panel of co-hosts, Michael Gross and Alexander Lioness will be joining us. Today we're talking heavyweight boxing. Barry Hearn comes out and says that Anthony Joshua beats Andy Ruiz 99 times out of 100. So he should not be losing this rematch, because if he does, then that would be, totally wrong on the part of Barry Hearn. But we will be talking about Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz 2, taking place in Saudi Arabia. Press conference tour has started. Andy and his trainer are in the air or have landed already in Saudi Arabia for the first stop on the tour. New York and London follows. We'll talk about all that right here. If you want to give us your opinion on the press tour, on Barry Hearns' comments, whether or not AJ can beat Ruiz 99 times out of 100, whether you think AJ will get the win in the rematch. The number to call in, 1425-569-5241. Press 1 time. Voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. And don't forget, you can add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to be part of the conversation from anywhere in the world.
Davies Production.
I speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it.
BoxingVoice.com.
So when I stop him, y'all gonna say he was too weak. Oh my Mike, he stayed out my first service.
A man stand up for what he believes in, and when you stand up for what you believe in, you accept whatever consequences come behind it.
BoxingVoice.com.
Yo. Good morning, everybody out there in the TBV universe. Back with another one. And yeah, Barry Hearn. Man, look.
Mike, adjust your mic, Mike.
Say what?
Adjust your mic. We can't hear you. But, yeah, man, until he gets that right, like he was saying, we're going to be talking a little bit of Barry Hearns, a little bit of Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz. Definitely press tour has started. Both Manuel Robles and Andy Ruiz have posted on Andy Ruiz's Twitter that they're off. People already commenting in the comment section like, damn, first thing Andy grabs is the menu on the flight, which is in his hand for the picture. But, I mean, look, it's a long flight. He's a big boy, and ain't nothing wrong with that. Look, he was big and eating everything. He said he was eating Snickers in the past. I don't know why people are trying to take shots now. The man said he ate Snickers, and he won. The man says he likes to indulge in food, and he won. So if he's on the airplane checking out the menu to the snacks, ladies and gents, not a big deal. But, Mike, you want to give it another crack?
It seems like everything was already fine. But anyway, we got a lot of people out here supporting AJ. Barry Hearn came out and said that he wins 99 times out of 100. Also, I'm pretty sure Eddie Hearn being out here in the media says that AJ is going to knock out Andy Ruiz this time. And AJ seems like he's a little bit agitated with the whole kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to a nice press week. Hopefully these guys get into it a little bit. Hopefully these guys get to talking shit to each other and we get something excitement, some fireworks from this week's press conference.
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be tons of quotes, man. I was watching an interview that Dave Joel, our very own UK correspondent, had done with what's this guy that fought DeGale? George Groves. And he was saying how, Saudi Arabia was cool, even though their fight was in Jeddah. He said it was cool. It's obviously not Diriyah where this fight is going to be happening, but he said it was cool. His team handled everything. He didn't really have to do much. They took care of all flights and accommodations and visas and things like that. He feels like this fight particularly would be easier since the government is handing out visas with the ticket. He said it wasn't like that when he fought in Jeddah. And he said specifically that they left their women. They left their women behind for this one, or for that one, rather. But he said that it was a wonderful experience. It had been something that, he'd never done. So I'm sure it was one of those bucket list type of moments for him. And it will be for Ruiz and Joshua. I was checking the biggest upsets in the heavyweight division, and it's funny that this one goes down as the only upset that I can find, at least in the heavyweight division and high level, that took place on American soil. Obviously, Buster Douglas and Mike Tyson, that took place on in Tokyo, right, in Japan. Then you have Lennox Lewis. I believe that one took place in South Africa. So there was a few more that I'm trying to remember. I read all this stuff today. But just strange. I guess that Saudi Arabia is falling right into suit with those first fights. All those first big upsets were in other countries. And obviously, now this one is going to be in another country. And for Joshua, the first one was too, right? It was his coming home party to America. So I guess in a way it was. It just wasn't as exotic as any of the others listed, Like Ali Frazier, that took place in what? Africa? Zaire, maybe?
Yes.
So, they were all just exotic locations. So again, even though we were not happy with this and most of us will not be going to Saudi Arabia, at least it's fallen in suit with the other big fights. But what's your thoughts, man? Barry Hearn says 99 out of 100. So he believes AJ is going to get it done and can continue to get it done versus Ruiz.
I mean, that's what he's banking on. I mean, that's one of his main commodities. So he's going to say that AJ is going to win against Ruiz. But falling back in line with, like you said, this being a worldwide event, you know what I'm saying? Like the heavyweights of past, you know what I'm saying? This is what a lot of people been asking for. Like, where's our Thriller in Manila? Where's our Tokyo shit, you know what I'm saying? And we finally got one. We finally got one that's big enough to draw a lot of attention. And the way that Eddie Hearn been talking, like he's gonna be out there a couple of days before the press start, just to check on the logistics, the arena, the security, and just make sure everything is cool. So I thought that was pretty cool. Also, I just want to see what the arena and the atmosphere is going to look like on the night. I know they had a good one for the Mir Khan press conference. I mean, the Mir Khan fight. But I just want to see, since we're doing heavyweight boxing, do they take it up another notch? Do they take it up another level? Because the world's eyes is going to be on this fight. But as far as the press tour go, I want some bad blood, man. All this talk on social media, Andy Ruiz calling AJ a robot. AJ saying he'll go over to Tijuana and slap up him and his uncle, some shit like that. So I want to see that shit addressed. You know what I'm saying? I want to see those guys don't talk with your fingers, man. Talk with your minds when you get to the press conference. I don't want that be all lovey-dovey and I didn't mean it. Well, of course you didn't. Well, not saying you didn't mean it, but I was just joking or I was just doing that. Now, let's see y'all keep that same energy when y'all get around each other. And let's really, really, really build this fight to be one of the best fights that it can be. They had Rick Ross last time. I know Rick Ross and Tiger was at the at the American fight. So I don't know. Maybe they bring out Rick Ross again. He did have a new CD just dropped. Maybe they have G's come out. I don't know who. Maybe they have a wide range of artists come out that they try to really pop it up.
He did mention that, and I mean, Eddie, saying that the Saudi Arabian government is going to have a bunch of entertainment lined up so that whoever does come to the fight doesn't just have to stay in their hotel. Boxing Social doing a really good job probing Eddie on whatever extracurricular activities will be in place for this fight, for the fans that do travel, what sort of restrictions, what sort of safety. They've touched on a lot of questions that I'm sure, some boxing fans had on their mind. But I found the article which I was referencing, and I just want to go ahead and pull that up and read it to you just to give, this shit has mad fucking ads. Let's see here.
Well, who's the article by? Is it on Boxing Scene? Is it on Forbes?
It's by The Sun, UK. So,
Okay.
Greatest heavyweight upsets are Buster Douglas versus Mike Tyson. It took place in Tokyo Dome, Japan, 1990. The second greatest upset is Andy Ruiz versus Anthony Joshua, Madison Square Garden, New York City, 2019. The third, coming in, Hasim Rahman versus Lennox Lewis in Carnival City Casino, South Africa, 2001. Muhammad Ali versus George Foreman in Tata Raphael, Democratic Republic of Congo, 1974. And Tyson Fury versus Vladimir Klitschko in Dusseldorf, Germany, 2015. So, very interesting that in one way or another, Americans and UK dudes have been mixed up in some of the biggest fights, right? Like you got Tyson Fury with Vladimir Klitschko. He dethroned the 12-year reigning vet to really start this new generation of good heavyweight action. Muhammad Ali was an underdog versus George Foreman because Foreman was looking like a machine, even though no UK dudes in that one, right? But you got Hasim, American, and Lennox, UK, and the other one, Canadian, UK. Joshua Ruiz, again, American, UK. And no UK in the Buster Douglas, but they're mixed up. As much as we try to say they not relevant, they're in there with the big fights. So that could just be our tiny bit of hate. Who knows? But interesting.
I mean, we all know Lennox Lewis was a great champion, and
absolutely.
Tyson Fury went over to defeat Vladimir Klitschko. I mean, even though the fight wasn't as exciting as most fights are, but Tyson Fury was still able to get the job done. And the most recent one, in my opinion, the one that I wasn't around for Lennox Lewis, so I don't know how much that rang out. The Andy Joshua and Andy Ruiz shit, that rang out, bro. That was everywhere. Sports Center, fucking social media mentions, social media tweets, social media, everything about that fight. So I couldn't agree when I see it at number two. I just think the reason Mike Tyson is number one, because we all know, I mean, going to Tokyo, nobody expected Buster Douglas to do what he did, and Mike was just like the Terminator at that time. He was just killing everybody. So that's probably why that's the number one of all time. Joshua?
All right, well, we got our calls joining us, Mike. Let me introduce him real quick.
I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Legs to the conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody like me. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from their cloth. There's no one that can match me. My style is impeccable. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart.
Boxingwiz.com.
Yeah, good morning. It's your boy Alex Doomsday Liners here, joining the fellas a little late. I apologize, my friends. That traffic in the morning is not subtle. But I made it back, and yeah, man, looks like Barry has a lot to say about a lot of fighters. First, he's talking about Lomachenko. It's not this, it's not that. Now he's talking about AJ beats Andy Ruiz 9 out of 10 times. So I wonder what time that was when Andy beat him. Was it 8, 9? I don't know what he was talking about, but yeah.
I mean, what's your thoughts? Do you think that AJ on paper would be given the higher probability of winning 10 out of 9? Excuse me, 9 out of 10.
Check it though, right? We know that Andy was the underdog, right? He wasn't expected to win at all.
True.
How much has he changed the minds of not just the casual fans, but the hardcore fans that know the
I don't
sport,
think much. He's still the underdog on the betting line, bro. Even with 4 knockdowns and a knockout, he's the underdog, which is good money if you believe in Andy Ruiz. You could get in right now where you fit in, make that good old-fashioned rent money or mortgage money. Right now, Andy Ruiz is a plus 215. Drop 100, get 315 back.
And I mean, there's a bunch of things that can move the bets in favor of either fighter. I'm assuming that, I mean, one of the reasons might be just because he is going to Saudi Arabia. That might be another reason why the betting odds are kind of leaning towards Anthony Joshua having the edge. But in my personal opinion, it's like, how much can you change? I mean, we all know that AJ came in a little not right, not himself. He said it before and after the fight, but I mean, I don't know what is he going to change? To me, I'm the kind of guy that sits here and sees AJ, and it's like, if you're going to sit there and exchange with Andy again, your head too small, my man. You get hit again with those blocks, the same thing's going to happen. But that's my opinion.
But let's get real. Like, Andy doesn't really have to change anything, right? Like, he wasn't expected to win, like you said. And, I mean, AJ is the one that made all these excuses after the fight. He's the one has us thinking that he's not mentally ready. He's the one that has us wondering, is he all there? He's saying so much in the media. Lucky punch. Now we got his team saying 99 out of 100. They're just not taking this loss seriously. And I'm wondering, are they overlooking Andy again? I know quickly the answer would be no, but how are you taking him seriously if you're saying that this was a, lucky punch? If you're saying, if people are saying you got concussed, like, there's so many excuses in place that maybe even AJ doesn't believe or believes this was a fluke.
You know what I think? I think look, when you're a fighter and you're going in there, you're always going to bet on yourself. But I think this is sort of like a damage control. Like, he's banking on himself again to win. But all these little talks about, it being this and that, and, him kind of trying to excuse himself for losing. I think it's just him trying to pick up a damage control in the event that he does win. But my thing is like, when you're talking that much caca and then you lose again, it's just gonna fall apart, man. It's gonna fall apart in your face.
Yeah, I don't think AJ is like mentally weak or mentally distraught or anything like that. I think he just got tired of people bringing it up all the time. Tired of the media bringing it up, and he probably said some shit that we didn't agree with, but at this point in time, I mean, so you got to give Andy Ruiz the least amount of compliments and like confidence that you can give him. Call it a fucking lucky punch. Say you can go down to Tijuana and you can beat him up with his uncle reffing. Just make sure that he knows that you're not gonna give him no props until we get back in that ring. He says he wants to knock Andy out. Vice versa from Andy. I don't expect these guys to be nice to each other. Andy been calling him a robot, calling him all kind of crazy shit. So I don't expect these guys to be nice at all, but I do expect a good fight. And hopefully after the fight, they'll shake hands and be gentlemen.
I want Andy to call him a robot to his face. You know how they give us that mic'd up face off and, they whispering and we not supposed to hear, then they release the audio later. I want to hear that shit there. You know what I mean? I want to hear all that grimy shit like AJ versus Big Baby. There was animosity there. But what I wanted to say was, you're saying you don't think AJ is mentally weak and all this stuff, but he's the one that put that out there, with that AJ Untold or Untold Truth, something like that. The point is, a lot of truth came out. One thing he mentioned was he went into the fight with Wilder and Wilder's performance on his mind. He felt he needed to level up or outdo Wilder. So again, why won't he have that same mental pressure? Yes, this time it may not be Wilder that's on his mind, but this time the pressure is going to be, fuck, I got to beat this dude because everyone's seen me lose. It's a different kind of pressure, but it's a different battle going on in his head as well, no?
What are we expecting, though? What are we expecting AJ to do? Like, if he locks up horns with Andy Ruiz on the inside, he's in trouble, in my opinion, right? If he starts boxing him on the outside, maybe he has a chance. Because in my opinion, this guy can't get hit again. This guy is not built to get hit hard, bro. And he's going to be in a lot of danger if he decides to lock up on the inside. I don't see what he's going to change. The only thing like I do see is maybe he wins a decision fighting on his back foot. But I just don't no longer see AJ as a nitty gritty inside fighter, sort of like the AJ we had when he fought Dillian White. You know what I mean? I mean, if he could bring that animal out and not get hit, because if he starts to exchange as Andy's throwing those bombs, man, he gets caught again. To me, he's just not. He's gonna fail. And really, just quickly going back to the famous fights that we've had in our boxing history. How does this metal up? How does this metal up to the ones you've mentioned?
Oh man, I'm a fan of my generation. Even though I was around and witnessed Buster Douglas Tyson live, but after learning the sport,
where was that though, Ness?
Tokyo, Japan.
Right?
But after learning the sport and knowing that fucking Tyson was going through shit, they say he was partying, he was in a hotel with women.
He lost cuss.
Bobby Brown was in that hotel. Bobby Brown got a book out about the night before.
Oh yeah. I read that, Mike.
that night.
Exactly.
Bobby Brown was that dude.
So for me, it's like, yo, that was a great upset. But now that I'm in the sport and I know industry secrets, it's not as great as AJ Ruiz. Like, we knew the story of Ruiz and we knew the story of AJ. Both in their prime. AJ, the king. Ruiz, the peasant. the replacement. Like, it's a beautiful story. And maybe I like it more because I was able to live through it with the knowledge, unlike living through, Tyson and Buster Douglas, then later on coming to find out the truth. But, I like this. But look, now we got to live through our own Mike Tyson, right? We got to see, witness, pictures, rumors. Like, we only heard about Tyson. There wasn't social media and Twitter and Instagram and everybody with a mobile phone with a 12-megapixel camera. This time, Thurman did it. And there's proof. So it's like, this shit happens. You just have to be aware of it. And no, it ain't as big as Buster Douglas Tyson because obviously Thurman he wasn't the favorite, even though he opened up the favorite.
And you're going as far as upsets, right? Upsets.
Well, I'm talking upsets in the heavyweight division. I only threw Thurman into it because he was out partying and fucking, not partying, but gambling. And according to Broner, he was out all night.
And I was kind of leaning towards like the countries that these fights have happened over the years. Obviously, we've lived our own through our generation and as far as back as we can. But it goes pretty far back, more than I guess our era. There was a few fights. They probably we won't remember. They go back far. I don't know if you guys remember Roberto Duran versus Sugar Ray Leonard in Montreal. It was the brawl in Montreal.
Okay,
no?
Actually, I didn't see that live, but watching the movie, I remember I think it was me and Mike or maybe me and you talked about it. And since we got to interview Roberto Duran at the Canelo Jacobs, I got to talk to him a lot about that movie, and obviously you did too, and how he was not happy with the way that movie was portrayed, or how they just didn't take his direction. But watching the actual movie, I did notice or realize that the fight between he and Leonard took place in Canada.
Yeah, Canada, and it's. I'm just going with the.
But there wasn't an upset there,
No,
well,
no, it
actually, there was, right? Where Duran was not supposed to win.
It was a unanimous decision win from Roberto Duran.
But he wasn't supposed to win. Remember, I think the whole thing of the movie was like he was out of shape, he was partying, and he took this fight and he got in shape, but they weren't sure was he in shape. And then he started like talking about Ray's girl, and he got real nasty. And that's what you need, though. I'm trying to tell you, you got to get in your fighter's mind. So Ruiz needs to be at Saudi Arabia and tell him, you a fucking robot. You're a robot. You wanted to change. Like, get in his head. Even if it's whispering like, I heard you wanted to change trainers. Oh, so you got knocked out in sparring? That's the rumors you leaking now? You fucking robot.
You're right.
Get in his head,
Robert Duran was that guy, man. He was that guy. And the Ruiz needs to take a page out of this.
135 to 147, right?
Say that again, Mikey?
I think Duran was moving up from 135 to 147.
Oh,
if I remember the movie correctly, old boy was out the ring for a bit, man. He was out there partying, and he was heavy when he got to that Ray fight, and it was like a fat camp. I could be wrong, because
it goes back. It goes back. Mike, I wouldn't be able to tell you if he was moving up at that time. What I do know is that Robert was constantly he moved up so many weight divisions. In his last days, I think he was fighting. What did he tell us, Ness? He was fighting almost heavyweight or cruiserweight.
Yeah, bro.
Like he went through all of them.
And that's what I'm saying. The upset would come in the fact that Duran was known not to be disciplined.
Yeah. He was a rough and tough guy.
Yeah, he was skilled, but he needed to win the fight outside. Oh, they said it was the second fight that he beat him. Maybe, if I'm reading Fahim's.
Oh, no. Duran won the first fight.
Nah, he got beat the second. Five months later, he got beat up.
So I don't know what Fahim is telling me. I see.
Leonard got him back 5 months later, man. He he was just too slick for Duran.
He's saying
he quit. That was when he quit.
Second fight was in Canada.
Getting back to Andy Ruiz and Joshua too in Saudi Arabia, I think that is the biggest thing for me, right? Like, how is Ruiz going to react to that climate, to being over there? Because if that doesn't affect him, I don't think, Barry wants to say 99 times out of 100. Well, I'm going to say 99 times out of 100 in a normal climate for Andy Ruiz, he's going to outwork AJ. It's just it's that style that AJ doesn't want. AJ wants to jab and be paced, and Ruiz is in your face. It's just that simple. Now, can he still be that energetic Ruiz that threw all the combination punches in America in Saudi Arabia? How much do you guys think that the, time zone, the climate, it's another world, ladies and gentlemen. So is that going to affect Andy Ruiz and or AJ?
Absolutely. Look, it's not a mystery that AJ hangs out in Saudi Arabia. He's well connected out there. He has friends out there.
Well, they say that misconception, that's a misconception. He's hanging in Dubai, which they're saying isn't the same.
Listen, they can say whatever the hell they want. It's the region. He's known out there. He has friends out there. I mean, his Instagram tells it. Everything tells it. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty sure that he's gonna be okay out there. When you're traveling that far, it's just preparation and logistics on Andy's behalf. On his team's behalf, on how they're gonna get him there, how long they're gonna be there before the fight, so he can acclimate to that oxygen levels and everything else, the climates. It's very important for a fighter to be acclimated. Many a times these fighters, do these deals and they travel so far, such as Yardy as an example, and they take a great risk.
The E is silent. It's Yard, not Yardy.
Oh, okay, Yard. So they take these big steps and risks And I think sometimes it's underestimated. It's underestimated, and it shouldn't be, because it's just a whole nother world. It's just a whole nother world. So I'm curious to see what Andy's team is going to do, if they're going to be there a month before, or what's going to happen, because they really need to do that. The food, I mean, everything. You know what I mean? It's just that you got to make the fighter as comfortable as possible, as if he didn't leave home. And that's my own personal opinion. Pretty sure many coaches and managers would agree. But others just don't care. Others, like Tyson Fury, I'm a fighting man. He comes from a clan of fighting men who, they travel, and he doesn't care about anything. I'll fight you as long as a ring is a ring in any country.
Let me
That
ask you a
sounds
question.
good. It sounds good, Tyson. But we all know there's these X factors that you really got to take into account.
Let me ask you a question. I know you had, a dozen fights amateur wise. So maybe this didn't happen to you, but like, if you got stomach sick, right? Like you ate something, because that's everyone's biggest worry. Don't eat the food, Andy. Like, if you watch his Twitter posts saying that he and Manny Robles are on their way, the picture is inside the jet, the comments, don't eat the food, bring your own food, the water, blah, blah, blah. So my thing is, like, how?
But I'm paranoid like that too, personally.
Okay. No, and perfect. So then it'll help the answer even more. My thing is, like, I'm Andy Ruiz. I got stomach sick. I got the shits, right?
It happens.
I don't know how many days before the fight I got these shits, but my question is, am I weak? Isn't it actually a good thing for Andy? Like I've gotten the shits before too. Like, are you weak? Or did you just lose a few pounds? Like, is that going to affect them in the ring?
Shit, that's exactly what I'm talking about, right? Like, what kind of food are you gonna eat? You're used to a certain diet. You're coming over to this whole foreign country, and I'm pretty sure whatever you can get in America, you can get in Dubai. I mean, they're super well off. You know what I mean?
Well,
you can get anything
they're
out
not
there.
going to Dubai. They're going to Saudi Arabia, Diriyah, right? Am I pronouncing that right, Mike? No, maybe so.
Rada or
yeah, correction, Saudi Arabia. So, but I'm pretty sure there's stuff out there he can get, but all that stuff you have to take into account. And going back to bring your own water and all that stuff. Look, man, I don't want to hear it. And I've told all these young men that there's only one way to be in this sport. You know what I mean? Grass cut low, eyes peeled wide open. You gotta be able to just think that there are people out there that truly are in dark places and want you to lose. They want you to lose. So as a paranoid guy like me, like I'm bringing my own water. I'm driving far out from the city and bringing my own cases of water. Like I'm that paranoid. And that's how much I care about a fighter. If I'm coaching them, I'm just going to take those measures, because if somebody slips anything, into your drink or into your food, and I know I'm going into conspiracy theories and pretty far out, but like, this is a sport where millions and millions of dollars are at stake, and you can never, ever underestimate a man's greed.
Yeah, I'm with Doomy. I'm bringing my own water, bringing my own food. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really, I don't really, you know what I'm saying, trust, I'm not saying Saudi Arabia, but anytime I go to like a fucking away homeland or somebody else's, I'm not going to eat what they try to give me, you know what I'm saying? Heard it in basketball, players have the flu the night before the game, you know what I'm saying? Heard it in football. Boxing haven't really heard it that much, but I'm pretty sure it's happened before. And if I'm Andy, I try to make sure everything's on the up and up. On water, I get over there about 2 weeks before time. Get accustomed to the route to the arena, so I know how much time it takes to get there. Get accustomed to the people. Get accustomed to just my surroundings. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely,
all that stuff won't be new on the night of the fight or on the week of the fight. I can already be in grind mode and ready to get this guy up out of here.
And he got to immerse himself in that culture out there. You know what I'm saying? He got to, just like you said, man. You're taking a ride to the stadium, all that. He don't know what the traffic is like. Do you know what it is for a fighter to sit in traffic right before the fight, waiting to drink water and all this stuff? I mean, I've heard so many stories. We've interviewed so many fighters, and there's so many X factors, man. This is why it's important when you're fighting in foreign. You gotta be there I personally would be a month. I'll be out there a month before the fight. You know what I mean?
So let me ask you guys this: you think that this was strategic on the part of Eddie to put it there to kind of, knowing, all right, at least AJ's been in the region, Ruiz is never, or this was just, boxing having the best luck it could, having a new player want to be involved in the sport, dumping millions into this big fight?
I think a little bit of both, Ness. I'm not going to go with either or as far as, me being a conspiracy theory and saying, oh, it's basically Hearn's just, trying to, put Andy Ruiz in the most uncomfortable position. Yeah, it's part of that and it's part of the other. It's just that, Hearns is he's a he's a shrewd businessman and he understands the sport. You got old Papa Barry Hearns probably giving him good advice too. So I'm pretty sure they thought about all that. They say, you know what, we're going to present it this way, and it's going to be lustrous, and we're in Saudi Arabia. Now we're going to have probably the elites of Saudi Arabia there. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of money out there, So I think a little bit of both, Ness. I think he thought it through very well, and they wanted to give AJ the best possible chance again. Travel times from America to Saudi Arabia are different from London to Saudi Arabia, so that's already an edge. And who knows? You might see AJ in Saudi Arabia a month before the fight. So, yeah, man.
One thing that I do want to bring up is the fact that the fight is I believe 13 or 14 days after Thanksgiving. I know we like big up Thanksgiving over here in the States, so I want to see does that family time intervene with with Andy getting over there on time, or is he going to stay to a very, very strict diet and not participate in Thanksgiving? Then I think that was
Yo, Andy don't do diet, yo. Did you hear his interview one day, after the win? He was like, yeah, we got a diet, He's like, what you eat? He was like, oh, I'm eating chicken and sandwiches. They're like, sandwiches? Bruh, he don't do diet, bro. We could just cut the bullshit. He don't do diet. He's been around for all his career, and he's looked this way. Bruh, they gained weight for the AJ fight. They told us it was strategic, but come on, bro. He didn't know he was getting this fight. After he beat Dimitrenko, he did his thing. Now we see just how much he could do his thing. My man eats sushi off of naked women, tacos off the Rolls Royce.
Oh, you seen that, huh?
Oh, come on, champ. Of course I seen it. So look, and that don't mean nothing to me because he was doing all that before he got here. This ain't nothing different. This ain't nothing new. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. People want him to lose weight and get all these it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I'm saying? Some of you had him. I didn't have him beating Parker. I thought Parker did a great job with the jab, keep him at bay. Some of you had him beating Parker. You thought he was undefeated. So why all of a sudden he got to get on a diet now? He ain't on no diet, bro. Ain't nobody out here. Look, Areola used to lie to us every day. That was how they brought Areola back after every loss. Nah, I got to get on fucking tacos. He'll get on his post-fight and curse out tacos. You know what I'm saying? And then we'll believe him again and again. And he never lost weight. His body never changed. He always looked like a fucking wet curtain, all right? So, it is what it is.
Yeah, I don't know about Andy doing much dieting. How tall is he? I think he's about 6 feet tall, right? 6'1", maybe at most.
6'2".
6'2", okay, all right. 6'2".
But AJ is 6'6".
He definitely needs to keep that weight. If not, he's going to be manhandled by AJ. So I don't see him doing any hardcore dieting at all. You're right. He needs that weight. He needs to have that punching power and that mass in order for him to be able to not bully, but sort of, be in there with the likes of AJ. AJ's huge, taller.
Bro, and if you watch them train, I've never seen a dude that weight move that much. I'm not talking about the fight. Go watch this dude's strength and conditioning work, the way he does knee highs over the ladders. And, he works, bro. He works. He working to eat whatever he want. This ain't no coincidence. You know what I mean?
He's a 12-round fighter. We could, like I said, we could go back and I see the chat too sometimes. kind of gunning him. His diet is Snickers and burritos or whatever. But
yeah, but if
the
it's
guy,
working, if you
it's
knock
working.
that, bro, you knock down the king. Okay, me and Mike could have turned blue here saying that we didn't think AJ was the king. The world thought he was the king. You knocked down the king 4 times and knocked him out. You knocked him down 4. That's not a fluke. That not the win. The power's not a fluke, or AJ's lack of taking power isn't a fluke. So he knocked down Ruiz, AJ did. But Ruiz got up. And he recovered very well. So
it was a good shot too.
Yeah, but the thing is, can AJ capitalize this time if he does drop him? Is it gonna be enough to keep him down? Because he couldn't keep him down before.
Yeah, but going back to him traveling, we're gonna find out soon how they feel about it. Hopefully, he starts being more vocal about what his plans are exactly to be out there. I would like to see them again out there. At least 2 to 4 weeks before the fight at minimum, and capitalize on this, man. I mean, he does it again. If Andy does it again, man, he's the man.
Bro,
he's definitely the man.
Let me tell you, we didn't even read all the quotes because even Barry Hearn said what I've been telling Mike that he doesn't want to listen, but it's going to get through him once AJ loses again. Yo, 2 back-to-back losses on this level are career-ending. Career-ending, bro. Life-threatening, okay? So this is a very important fight.
And who?
Very important.
I got wind of it this morning.
And if you read the article, the only reason they taking this fight is because his handlers, being Barry and Eddie, do not feel it was smart to take a tune-up because then you come back as a challenger and you have no negotiation power. They didn't say you got to climb back up the ladder. They were worried about negotiation power. Read the article. You know what I'm saying? So, again, are they thinking of AJ's best interest, or are they thinking, if we don't take this immediate rematch, we don't have this big money opportunity on our hands. So we got to roll the dice. He's either going to win or lose. But we can't pause it, have him rebuild, because we won't be in this position financially again. And that's crazy, because everyone else is saying, don't go straight into this. Now, obviously, Lennox did, right? Did Foreman? After Foreman got upset by Ali, did he? I'm not a history guy. Did Foreman go into it, Mike?
Nah, I don't think he did.
Super quiet over there. Hit up a Google search, or are you frozen? What the hell?
What the hell?
You know what I mean? Like, the only one that I know went right into it was Rockman and Lewis. But Lewis had to sue Rockman. Remember, Rockman was trying to be out, but hey. And now history's going to go down to Eddie had to sue Ruiz. He at least put the litigations in place. They were there. They started it. So these situations are very tricky, sticky, but hopefully the fight produces high-level excitement, because the first fight was so damn good. It was so unexpected, and that's more pressure living up to this fight, right? Like now how does the second one live up to the first one?
Well, shit, them changing the venue to something exotic like Saudi Arabia definitely, and we got to thank boxing history and all the great fighters that have traveled to these other countries for it being now that fighting out of the local, not the local, but like the home country, because we got to give AJ some credit too. Slight credit in my opinion, but he's also traveling out of his realm again. So we could call Saudi Arabia neutral ground if we take some of the conspiracy theorism out of it, and yeah.
Mike, you feel anything about this subject, buddy?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about Andy going over to Saudi Arabia. We talked about the mindset of AJ. I mean, I really don't think I need to go back over my stance on AJ. I thought he wants to fight, and I don't think it's his handlers. Maybe that the Sun or the Mirror or whatever that article is has their own opinion, but I didn't hear anything factual saying, "Oh yeah, we're making them go back into the fight." I think AJ, just like any real champion out there, you get beat, you feel like a guy who you didn't think was on your level beat you. You want to run it back. You want to show the world that it's like, hey, bro, this he's not what y'all think he is. I'm the man. I'm gonna show you that I'm the man, and I'm not gonna leave anything to doubt. So if he loses, I mean, he fucking loses. Maybe his career is over with, but I don't think a 28-year-old guy who lost twice, maybe if his loss goes to a decision, his career is over. I don't think that at all. He could possibly come back after a year and a half and rebuild. We've seen guys take hiatus before. We've seen Joseph. I mean, Andy Ruiz lose to Parker and take a year and a half off. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that a loss could actually help AJ and put a little money in his pocket. But I said it on record before. I don't think he loses this rematch.
Let me just go to the quotes. Let me see here. Move it over a bit. All right. So, and I quote, I think we were all in a state of shock. I think we all acknowledged he got beat by the better man on the night, which was even bigger shock, Hearn told Gareth Davies, or Davies, right? Andy Ruiz was always a tough opponent. We knew everything about it. We knew he was capable, but appearances can be deceptive. He looked like a pizza delivery. Where did I fall at? Okay, pizza delivery boy. Man Mountain against Pizza Delivery Boy. Technical ability meant it was a very well-matched fight. Heavyweight boxing needs those type of fights. AJ walked on to one and got beat. Welcome to the heavyweight boxing. Ruiz signed for the rematch. The insurance policy is that Joshua has won. Do you take your chance? Yes, of course you do. Anyone else who says different is just looking for column inches. You would fancy Joshua against Ruiz 99 times out of 100. And he says, while there are critics like us, or me, that think he should take that, he says, I quote, to refuse the rematch would mean you would come back as a challenger with no claims. You'd be in a weaker negotiation place. You're still one fight away. The downturn is massive. If you get beat in the second fight, you may not be finished, but it's a massive dent in the commercial side. You get over one. Lennox Lewis came back after one shock defeat and another two. Do we let Ruiz walk away with all the belts and not take the chance to get them back? Don't be ridiculous. Anyone who says that is in cloud cuckoo land. This is the fight Anthony wants. So there goes
I agree with Barry, man. Quotes. If you fuck around, go do a fucking rematch or a tune-up, you lose your fucking shot at the WBO. And we've seen what the PBC feels and thinks about the WBO, even when they had Andy on set. So that WBO is going to break up sooner or later. And then you really have no claim to the IBF or WBA or IBO. So I see what people can think that it's forced back in, but at the same time, I just think that it's the right play at the right time. And really, what you're gonna do? You're gonna go get tuned up against Dave Allen or some shit, then come back to fight Andy. And the only reason I said Dave Allen because Dave Allen said AJ should retire and go off to some island or some shit.
Now, remember, I always thought the tune-up could have been Dillian White. I think that he beats Dillian White. It's a big domestic fight, so you still keep your fan base happy. But I totally understand, the argument from the other side about not losing the power. You don't want to lose the power. But I just think that AJ is such a brand.
He is, and I agree with you.
What
you just read. I agree with what you just read. It'll definitely if AJ look. There's an immense amount of pressure on AJ. An immense amount of pressure because Andy was the upset. If that night goes AJ's way and Andy loses, Andy doesn't lose too much. Doesn't lose. He loses a lot, but
he doesn't lose anything. Everybody thought he would lose. So if he lost It was just it's like when you lose to Mayweather, like you're supposed to lose, so nobody gets mad at you. We don't take anything away from you, you know.
Yeah, we can't say it's like Mayweather though. We ain't never seen Mayweather knocked out on the canvas.
No,
We seen Joshua.
No,
We seen Joshua knock him
Maybe you
before, so
misunderstood what I'm saying. I'm saying the loss. If Andy would have lost to Anthony Joshua, that's like losing to Mayweather or losing to Pacquiao. You're supposed to lose to those guys because they're great. That's what we thought. We thought AJ and Ruiz were not on the same level, and that's why Ruiz was a minus 1,400, 1,200, and 1,600, depending on what betting website you use. Speaking of, if you're going to use any betting website, you can use our, betting link. We obviously can give you a up to $1,000 sign-up bonus if you use BetTBV over on my bookie. The link is in the description, and you can check it out there. They got tons of prop bets. I know my good friend Bruce uses it, and he used our link, so shout out to Bruce in Pittsburgh. Appreciate the support. Let's go out to these phone calls. I mean, I believe we chopped it up enough. Let's go out to the listeners first. Quick word from the sponsors. You know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 time. Voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. We're talking Anthony Joshua beats Andy Ruiz 99 times out of 100, according to Barry Hearn, one of the CEOs, owners, whatever you want to call them, of Matchroom Sports. Andy Ruiz will be rematching Anthony Joshua in Diriyah, Saudi Arabia. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Someone correct me. December 7th this year. Let me go out to the sponsors.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Going out to JD in Texas. Talk to me.
JD, motherfucker.
There's a lot of things I like to move, so just try to get on my games. I don't know why they gonna call me, but I'm a 54 pounder. But I have a brother that's at 160.
Boomerang, talk to us.
Yo, 99 times out of 100, missed me with that one. But look, the heavyweight division is funny, you know what I mean? Because we all know these guys are so big. One big punch, like for example, Ortiz versus Wilder. A lot of people are for sure that Wilder's gonna, come out with the victory. I'm not so sure. Wilder was definitely taking a L round by round, and he almost got hurt.
What you doing,
so,
JD,
what I'm trying to say is,
we seen Ortiz versus Hammer. Come on, bruh.
Okay, I also seen Ortiz versus Wilder, which is the fight that's about to happen again. And again, Ortiz was winning that fight up until that point. So, what I'm saying is, in heavyweight, you never know. It's who hurt who first, because they all capable of landing big shots. So to say 99 times out of 100, you can't. I can't help but say, man, he had some sort of intent behind that statement. You know what I mean? That was, narrative based only. I don't know what that was, but it was an ignorant statement. Given at these.
Cut it. Boomerang CYP.
What's going on, Mr. CYP?
Yo, what up? I'm gonna jump right into it. We ain't got that much time, but look though, the last caller. One thing we gonna stop doing, since I'm on the show now, is stop shooting narratives. We gonna be real about shit. If you look at any scorecard for the Wilder versus Ortiz fight, he was winning before the stoppage on all 3 scorecards. So stop that dumb shit. Now we gonna move on. Now when it comes down to this AJ versus Ruiz rematch, I'm gonna tell you something. I studied this shit, and no great champion who took his first KO loss get an immediate rematch. None of them did it. None of them did it. And you say, well, Lennox Lewis. No. That was Lennox Lewis's second KO loss. The first one was Oliver McCall. Look how long it took him to fight Oliver McCall. It took him 3 fights in between before he took that rematch. Now, we have great trainers. We have great promoters. We have great fighters. They all follow the blueprint from past legends. If the British believe that they all of a sudden can break this curse and they have something that nobody knows, good luck to them. But every time we know that we got 99 problems and a Brit ain't one. Hit me, I'm out.
Mr. CYP, now to use your boomerang, press 1 now to get out of the queue. When I see you press 1 again, you'll be back in, notifying me that you're ready to rock and roll. Going out to Boomeranger in Seattle, Washington, Mr. PBC.
Mr. PBC, baby.
Last time I checked, I was the man on these streets. They call me residue, I leave blow on these beats.
I treat him like he's a C+ fighter.
Good morning, Mr. PBC.
Hey, good morning, everybody. And, you know, you guys are doing a good job. And 99 times out of 100, because last time I checked, 99 times out of 100 times, that last fight that Anthony Joshua did what he's going to do on the rematch of Andy Ruiz was Joseph Parker be on the back foot, try to avoid punches. He wasn't looking that good trying to avoid those punches of Joseph Parker. And Joseph Parker is not aggressive like Andy Ruiz, so Andy's not as fast. So I think that Anthony Joshua is going to have some problems unless he gets in Andy Ruiz's head. But we all know that Anthony Joshua don't talk. Eddie Hearn does. So if Eddie Hearn can get in Andy Ruiz's head, but 99 times out of 100, Andy Ruiz is going to win this, and I feel like he knows it. This is probably going to be the easiest fight in heavyweight for Andy Ruiz. And I don't really see anything happening. I mean, and, you know, the first caller, you know, bringing those narratives, trying to change the tone, don't do that, man. You know, you need to go on some other channel like, you know, Mr. DAZN or something. Don't be coming over here with that, man. We'll have to pop you in your mouth. Don't do that. So that's my motherfucking call, and I'm going to call back. And have a blessed day.
All right. We're going out to Checkmate Boxing. Talk to me.
What's going on?
What's up, fellas? Hey. What's going on, Mike? What's up, Ness? Hey, just like I said before, you know, y'all doubted me. I said it, and Ruiz is going to win. There's so many reasons, but I said his mental makeup.
You also said the rematch won't happen. You also said the rematch won't happen.
Listen, we didn't get to that. We didn't get to that part yet, sir. We didn't get to that part. My point is, psychologically, he's going to AJ. He has so much pressure because his mentality is to please, and when he don't please, he falls apart like a little baby who someone took their toy. So he's going to have anxiety up the ass when if it comes out. And another thing, if Eddie did this, remember they chose the rematch clause right away, and they did that not because AJ wanted it, because Eddie wanted it. Okay, and so they forced him into this. He has no choice. I still think there's going to be something that come up and it don't happen. But if it does happen, Andy's going to beat him again. Styles make fights. Just like the call before said, he's going to try to fight him like Parker. He didn't do well. He's too slow. He's prodding. He telegraphs. He has slow recoil in his punches. He's built for power, but he can't take the power. Why? Because his balance is off. Okay, so his arrogance and his ego says, I'm going to beat this fat snicker guy, but people are forgetting Andy got a full camp now. He's going to be better prepared, he's going to be more powerful and more precise and have more precision than what he did before. So if the fight happens, Andy wins again. That's my call.
All right, well, thanks for calling in. We're going out to Mo. Talk to me on Skype.
What up, Mo?
Yo, what's going on? This fight comes down to hunger. I don't know about Ruiz's hunger anymore. He's made a lot of money. I know if I made a lot of money, my hunger slightly go. And this pressure about AJ. Hungry. Can you hear me? Hello?
We can hear you loud and clear.
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Keep going. There's pressure on AJ. How many big fights has AJ done? Ruiz has only done one. So all this pressure malarkey, it's all bollocks. And what else? It all comes down to hunger, and I can see AJ's hunger really hard right now. And yeah, we'll see. That's my call.
All right, Mo, thanks for calling in. We're going out to T Plums on Skype.
What up, T Plums?
Talk to me.
What's good, fellas? I think he came out with that statement. AJ beats Ruiz 99 out of 100. Not because he believes it, but he trying to get confidence. He trying to get people to believe back in AJ again. Because ever since the loss, most people, at least that I heard, been writing AJ off like AJ gonna lose again and all that, whatever. And even UK fans seem to have lost some faith in AJ. Not all of them, but some of them. So I think he's just trying to stir the pot, get some confidence back in AJ, and yeah, I think that's the motive behind what he talking about. Because ain't no way he believe that. So.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in, T Plums. That looks like we're going out to E Black. Talk to me. Texas, right, E?
Yeah.
What up, E?
Shit. Man, what's good with y'all? Finally caught y'all on a good morning. But
Yes, sir.
what Eddie Hearn's talking about, or what the I'm not gonna waste the time trying to figure out the name, but that's what he's supposed to do. The matchroom guy, he's speaking up for his countrymen. That's what you're supposed to do. Same thing with Eddie Espinosa when he was with Showtime. He's gonna speak up with his fighters on his side of the street, and that's all you really have to say about that statement. That's not a trainer statement. Any trainer will tell you anything can happen in a boxing match. So, we're not going to go into that. As far as just the fight in general being in Saudi Arabia, to me, this is a little bit of desperation. I really don't understand why you're going to put it out there. Why would you take your fighter into another area?
$84 million. What do you
Yeah.
Money's a big reason.
Yeah.
And
but
your fighter is getting that because the other fighter had a guarantee. Yeah, they bumped up his guarantee, but your fighter gets a big chunk of that. Not the opponent champion.
Do you think that you can get more than $84 million facing Wilder right now?
No, because he lost.
What? Wait.
So you think we want to pay? You think we want to pay to see Wilder versus Joshua when he didn't even beat Ruiz?
Yes.
Nah.
I would. Yes. I
don't. That's just your time. Don't take it as I don't respect your opinion and cut you. It's just your time is up, champ.
I think it's a little too high. I think it's a little too high for that number. Not now that he's lost, it's just a little too high.
I just don't think anyone. The interest is like, okay. So what we had in the Wilder AJ buildup was the sense of invincibility from both men. Now we know one guy is human. We know one is human. Like Wilder hasn't even gone down. This guy went down 4 times in one fight. Well, Wilder did go down early in his career, according to certain people. Say Howard Scounders knocked him down or something like that.
Now, but do I still want to see Wilder smash AJ? Yeah, I still want to see it.
Not yet. Not till AJ redeems himself. He got to rebuild.
Oh, absolutely. If he loses this, then definitely it puts it even.
So that's
even
what I'm
more
saying. This caller was trying to say that we would. The AJ would receive over $100 million to fight Wilder now, even without redeeming himself. Like, who cares about Wilder AJ now without all those other belts?
Exactly, and that level of invincibility, the mystique of both guys being undefeated, the having the best 2 heavyweights in the division, it's kind of gone now. You know what I'm saying? That luster is kind of gone now. Now people think Tyson Fury is the 1 and 2 guy. I mean, Wilder and Fury are the 1 and 2 guys in the division. But I would still want to see the fight if AJ was to come through. But if Andy comes through, I just don't like the undisputed with 3 belts. But
I mean, let's think about it, right? Let's think about it, because the caller got me thinking. Like, even if he does lose, like, I mean, a comeback fight with Wilder after Andy Ruiz is not feasible. It's not looking like that would happen. But what top guy would he have to fight in order for us to feel like, okay, we want to see it again? I mean, personally, me, I they waved the donut in front of my face for too long, so now it's like I still want that donut.
I mean, it's too late. It's too late because they already chose this path. Had he went the tune-up path, he could have did Dillian White Povetkin or Dillian White Joseph Parker rematch. Any of those guys, Dillian White, Derek Chisora, Dillian White, do that backwards, right? Derek Chisora, Dillian White, and now he rebuilt. He's had 2 fights with a new trainer. We believe more, but now he's got to go this route. This is the route he chose. But let me get back to these callers. We got a couple of boomerangers ready to get back. JD in Texas, talk to me on the boomerang status.
Yo, want to give a shout out to the 2 guys that called in. I guess I triggered a couple of them guys, man, by saying that Wilder was down in that fight. And as far as going into another channel, bro, I've been here since 2012, and this is a channel where we can agree and disagree and still keep it moving. So you can keep that sensitive statement to yourself, man. But yes, I did have Wilder down by one point going into the knockout round. So I mean, again, like I was saying, man, all these punches are big punches, man. So on any given night, a big punch can land and get a guy out of there, just as Wilder was almost out of there, holding on for dear life in that fight. And there's no narrative. That's the truth. That's fact. But he showed the heart of a champion and came back and won. But that's my call, man.
JD the realest. JD the realest.
Thanks for calling in. Boomerang status. We appreciate your patronage. Going out to CYP on a boomerang status. Talk to me.
For one, I ain't call in with no emotion. I don't call in with any of that. I call in, gave him straight facts. Wilder was up on all 3 scorecards. Now, if that don't make him happy because he wants his personal scorecard to matter so much, wham. Who gives a shit? But anyway, we're moving on. When it comes down to too much confidence, man, I'm going to tell you as an ex-elite athlete who deals with them every day, too much confidence can get your ass whooped. All this 99 out of 100, all this Ruiz is out of shape, all this is easy, all this is look at him versus him, look at his body type. That is not something an elite athlete needs to hear after they already got their ass whooped. What they need to do is have a dungeon mindset that I'm going to come back and I'm going to do whatever I got to do to get my status back. You don't run around doing all that complimentation and complimentary and everything that a man wants to hear. No. You tell him the shit he needs to hear, not what he wants to hear. AJ got to come back a goddamn beast. And the problem is he's in the UK, and the UK just don't have it. There's no beasts out there. They don't have it. CYP out.
Shout out, Fat Boy SSE.
Real quick, y'all, for everyone listening, we thank you for tuning in with us in the morning. Please uppercut that thumbs up button for us. You help us a lot when you do. With the visibility of the show, we get out there for more people to watch and hear us and increase our TBV family.
All right, going out to Dominic. Boomerang, talk to me.
What up, Dominic?
Yo, what's good? What's good with you, man? Everything's looking good, but I got some major questions to ask. Like, is this going to be on the zone? Is this,
yes.
Did Anthony Joshua do the VADA?
Officially?
They haven't made it official, but DAZN, when I spoke to Joe McCroskey, like he said this is their fight.
Okay.
I told him
Anthony Joshua
about pay-per-view offers and stuff like that, and he said, this is their fight. And as far as VADA, yeah, they got VADA. That was Ruiz's hiccup. Money. Was
it Manny Pacquiao VADA or
no?
Both guys entered the VADA program last week. I reported on it on Sunday night.
Oh, okay. And to the caller, talking about Deontay Wilder, this is about Ruiz and Anthony Joshua, and you got to really watch fights if you want to be a hardcore fan. Be a casual fan, then say some stuff, but. That's my motherfucking call, and Finesse and Mike, keep on doing what you guys do. You guys are better than Ak and Barack, and let's get it popping.
Thank you for calling in,
Appreciate
man.
you,
Shout
man.
out to Ak and Barack, man. They definitely doing their thing, man. They come up with some innovative shit over there, bro. I like what they're doing. You guys should check them out on the Zone. Obviously, you can watch the rematch of Ruiz versus Joshua on the Zone. If you don't have it, you can use our link. It's in the description below. I want to thank everyone that tuned in. Hit that thumbs up button in the future, present, past. Helps with the visibility of the show. We'll be back with another one, so subscribe right here to the YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Boxing Voice and join us on the next one. You can also catch us on patreon.com/The Boxing Voice today for either a show of Untitled that we couldn't do yesterday due to the holiday, or a film study which we finally found, Mayweather Maidana, on the Zone. So if you don't have the Zone, definitely use our link in the description to get it, so you could watch Mayweather versus Maidana on the Zone, because it's nowhere else. You can't find it anywhere else. I remember Mayweather had an app with all his fights. I don't know if that even exists anymore. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell. Get the notification to know every time we go live, guys.
Follow me on IG at Gross1911 or on Twitter at Gross2312. And if you want to donate to my GoFundMe, check it out on my IG page. The GoFundMe is to me, try to get me like a vehicle that's handicap accessible. I am a paraplegic, so I need a certain vehicle, and the vehicle that I have in mind is a very, very good one for me to have. So if you want to support, head over to the Boxing Voice. Head over to Gross1911 on IG and go ahead and support. And if you want to support the Boxing Voice, head over to theboxingvoice.com/affiliate sponsors and click on our Amazon link. Thanksgiving time is coming up. The Halloween time is coming up. A lot of shopping seasons are coming up. So if you shop on Amazon, just use our link. It costs you nothing extra. No hidden fees, but we do get a little kickback every time you use that Amazon link. Thank you.
Most definitely. And you could catch me on Instagram, Alex_Doomsday_Linus. That's LAINEZ. Catch me on Twitter, AlexLinusTBV. And for all our Patreons, we are going to turn it up for you guys a little more. Going to give you some consistency. I love the fact that we're going to be doing that film study on Mayweather and Maidana. It was a hell of a fight, so I can't wait to get into that. And we'll be seeing you in a couple of hours.
Peace.
Peace.